Well, it happens every once in a while. At the last minute, an interview goes wrong. And I don't mean wrong in the sense that yesterday's urine injector interview went wrong. I mean, like the interview just doesn't happen because of a problem. So we're going to take a few calls. Let's hear from a few people in the audience. Rare that we're able to do this on a Wednesday, but let's see what we get. Okay. Why don't we start first with Jay from Ontario? Jay from Ontario, welcome to the program.
Hello?
Yes, you're on the air.
I was just curious with the whole the news about Trump and whatever the other guy's name is, Giuliani rather,
Yeah.
selling pardons for $2 million. I wonder if it's in the best interest of Democrats to try to pass a bunch of laws not allowing presidents to have so much power. And I know that that could be a wide range of things, but I wanted to know your thoughts on that, if the Democrats should try to do that.
Well, I mean, sure. The problem is that presidential pardon power is not a likely thing to be changed. And so then the question becomes, what exactly are you trying to take away as far as powers go? Now, here's what I will say, Jay. One of the realities that the Trump presidency exposed is that our safeguards and checks and balances aren't as robust and impenetrable as maybe the framers of the Constitution believed them to be. And in the defense of the framers, they probably reasonably never believed someone as willing to flout all of those checks and balances as Trump would come to power. Now, you could say, well, they should have foreseen that. Okay, but they didn't. So then the question becomes, what exactly is it that you would want to change? I don't know if you have something in mind.
No, I don't. And I think that's the big problem, is that
Yeah.
the Trump presidency exposed that there's probably a lot of things that we do need to worry about that we never thought that we would have to.
Absolutely. And when it comes to pardon, the crazy thing, as we talked about earlier in the week, it's not explicit. It appears not to be explicitly illegal for the president to sell pardons, except if it counts as a bribe or as a fraudulent or obstructive act. And, to be totally honest, I don't think this selling pardons for 2 million thing is going to go very far. I hope to be wrong, and I hope to eat my hat on it, even though I don't wear hats. But I actually don't think it's going to go very far.
Yeah, I guess I agree.
You calling from Ontario, Canada?
Yes.
Beautiful. How is it there?
No complaints. Weather's pretty good, I guess.
That's good. All right, Jay, thank you for the call.
Yeah, thanks for having me on, David. Take care.
All right, there goes Jay from Ontario calling in very strongly. Let's go to Liam from Austin, Texas. Liam, are you thrilled to have Elon Musk in Austin these days, or what?
I'm sorry, David. Could you repeat that question, please?
No, I was joking whether you were glad that Elon Musk is in your neck of the woods.
Oh, yeah, not particularly.
Okay.
I'm coming to Austin. Yeah, I'm in Austin for college, so it's really weird. Campus is not the same as the city, where it feels a lot more like San Francisco.
Right. Well, what's on your mind today?
And David, this is more of a broad question, but it's addressed towards you specifically.
Uh-oh.
So, of many of the political pundits that I follow, you come across to me as one of the most eloquent, well-spoken, articulated. And I wanted to ask you, I think you majored in communications, if I did my research right. I just want to know, how did you get to that point? Because, I really want to be a good public speaker, but I feel like I'm just not,
So a couple different things. First of all, you could have even included a little more praise, really, Liam. I don't like that you cut it off so early. We could have done with more of it. No, I'm kidding. No, so here's the thing. There's a lot of different things. I do think that there is some predisposition to people who are more or less comfortable talking. And I just think it's an open question to the degree to which one can kind of learn to be comfortable talking. But I think it's a bunch of different things. First of all, I learned English as a second language. It's a native language in the sense that I started learning it when I was 5, but I do think that the process of translating what you know in one language to a new language probably helps language development to some degree. I read a ton since I was a kid, and I think reading is probably the best way to build vocabulary and to experience different sorts of sentence structure and this sort of thing. I think that working in sales was hugely helpful. I've told my Circuit City war stories. Being 16 and being put in a position of selling $3,000 laptops to, 45-year-olds bringing their kid to college or whatever, it kind of forces you to either sink or swim and develop a rapport and comfort thinking on your feet and that sort of thing. And then I think just by like doing a show. So I don't know that there's really an answer in there, but I think all of those things, I've been invited to attend sometimes like Toastmasters is a public speaking group where people take turns speaking and stuff like that. I don't know to what degree stuff like that is useful, but maybe it is. But those are a few things that come to mind.
Yeah, that's very helpful. Now, do you think, just as a quick follow-up, do you think that you were kind of always, since you can remember, naturally predisposed towards speaking publicly? You're very comfortable with yourself like that? Because I've always felt kind of like an anxious person.
No, I mean, to be honest,
on stage.
When I do in-person stuff, it's like, we get 1.5 million views a day on YouTube and 40,000 podcast downloads a day. And it's just second nature at this point because I'm so used to it. However, if I'm speaking to a room in person of 50 people, I still get sort of nervous. So I don't think that goes away. And I've spoken to people who speak to really large groups in person. They all have said to me, if you don't get a little anxious before that, then something actually might be wrong. That's actually a good thing. That's a normal thing. Obviously, if it becomes disabling, it's a problem.
Right. Well, David, sir, I greatly, with tears in my eyes, I just so much appreciate your time today.
Well, Liam, I'm sorry I made you cry, but I do appreciate the call.
All right. Thank you.
There's Liam from Austin. Let's go next to Jane from Hollywood. Jane from Hollywood, welcome to the program. What's on your mind today?
Hi, David. I've actually tried to talk to you a couple of times. I'm an organizer in Orange County, California. This is where the GOP comes to fundraise.
Right.
Okay.
Yes.
One of the hottest political spot. We have 4 congressional districts that are always up for grabs, and they go both ways. I've tried to contact you a few times, but like your technology is kind of complicated. I'll be real with you.
Tell me what you mean by that, Jane. What's complicated about it?
The waiting room is silent. And so I just got into a different room in Discord. Look, I'm a little bit older, okay?
Okay.
I'm 49. I don't get all this stuff. And it's a little bit complicated.
Well, but, Jane, since you've been trying to get a hold of me for so long and you now did, let's waste no more time and get right into your question.
Okay, well, my name's not Hollywood Jane. My name's Jenna. Okay, that's my screen name. And
well, I only see what you type in, so that's why I called you that.
I get you. I was a team lead for Unite Here Local 11. Okay.
Okay.
I was walking in the field. I helped get Uto Soto Martinez elected in LA. I worked on several campaigns. Currently, they I don't know how it went because I couldn't find the link yesterday because there was supposed to be a vote in Anaheim yesterday on a measure they were walking in Anaheim to raise the minimum wage for the hotel and concierge staff in Anaheim to be $25 an hour, right? Okay. The people that they walked that measure, that had the persuasive conversations, were paid $20 an hour. And they were considered temporary employees. And they did not have written job descriptions. They did not have safety protocols. And while I was a team lead on that campaign, I was bit by an attack dog, and I'm now permanently disabled. And so when we talk about like, how are Democrats going to win 2024? They're not going to do it through hypocrisy. You know what I'm saying? I will never walk the same again. And I was training up these kids to go into these doors, knock on them, and have the conversations necessary to convince people to put measures on the ballot that would help workers.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And so when we talk about like how do we advance Democrats in a situation where there's fascism against us, we can't be hypocrites about it. We can't constantly be like, we're going to use temporary employment loopholes to exploit other workers to advance the rights of the workers who are paying our union dues.
Well, I agree with you completely. It's an important point and one that's well said. The organizing can't be as problematic as the labor situation that the organizers are trying to fix. I know nothing about the specifics you've cited, Hollywood Jane, but I will look into it, and I really appreciate you calling in and letting me know about that. We will investigate and we will follow up.